Hello and welcome to training. This video is not as ideal as I'd like it to be, but due to technical difficulties, sometimes you just gotta wing it, but let's just jump right into it. So I know you're very familiar with outbound sales already, which is, basically just kind of cold calling. You're going out, you're looking for people. That's outbound sales. Inbound, there's digital marketing involved, there's ads. People already know who you are and they're coming to you, which is the main difference, really. So yeah, but an outbound approach usually there is a difference, but they both can work together in great ways. An outbound approach, as you can see, is faster, a faster cycle. You have a very wide audience to choose from. So a lot of the main difference is where salespeople are really relying on their skills to be able to get this sold. Because of the cold calling, it's kind of a quick, you're going out, you're thinking very quick on your feet. So you also have a lot of control over the messaging. Inbound approach, we're really looking over quality over quantity. We are looking for connections. We are looking for a relationship with this person. So the marketing team has to do a great job just as much as the salespeople. So you kind of have a team and not everything is just relying on your shoulders. And then that's more cost and resource efficiency. We obviously are paying these people to do this job. We are also looking for an educated and a consulting approach. So we are trying to be as helpful and resourceful as possible for the buyer. I'll touch on this very briefly, but we are in an information age is what I've been told this is called, where the buyers are now in control of literally everything because they can just go out and research anything they want to know about you, your product, or your service. Whereas traditionally the salespeople are the gatekeepers, the knower of all things. The cards are kind of in their hand, but now it's not. The cards are in the buyer's hand. So we have to work a little bit harder to establish trust, which is why it's so important to be personable with your buyer, to get to know them, to just be a person and just care about them. So how do we know what good fit prospects are? There are two main points that I'm going to touch on. The first one being you have to create an ideal customer profile, so that it will be how you can find your target audience. If you're dealing with businesses, you are looking at the company level. If you're dealing with consumers, you are going to be looking for a more general population of people. Okay, so my questions are kind of cut off a little bit at the top, so I do apologize, but those are just some examples of questions you can ask yourself when you're trying to create your ideal customer profile. So from an economic standpoint, like if you're to try to determine if they're ideal or not ideal from a business level, this could be their annual revenue, this could be their number of employees, this could be their number of customers. From a consumer standpoint, this could be that person's income, their education, that type of thing. If you're thinking, we also consider the time frame. Is our product or our business development, wherever we are in our company, are we at a good point for wherever this person is at in their sales process? That's a big thing that we need to consider on both ends, businesses or consumers. The next question is, of their market segments that are ideal or not ideal to sell into. Yeah, if your businesses, you're looking at a specific industry, you don't want to go off and kind of just play a guessing game. You need to know what industries you are looking for specifically. Consumers, you want to know this person's interests, their occupation maybe, and definitely their lifestyle. That'll give you a good idea of what kind of person you're dealing with. Are there geographic locations that are ideal or not ideal? Obviously, if we're in Indiana, if they are all the way out in California, probably not a good fit if you need to have a lot of scheduled regular meetings, which granted, there's Zoom, there's all these different tools that we have. Some people prefer more intimate and in-person interactions, and if we can't accommodate on our end or they can't accommodate on their end, let's not waste each other's time. It's probably not a good fit, and that's okay. Are there legal standards or other requirements that might exclude someone from purchasing your product or service? This is a big one because you want to be aware of this to avoid awkward conversations down the line. Along with that, that's why we do our research beforehand in the identifying stage, which I will talk about in a little bit. You got to know those things. yeah, we don't want to waste each other's time. So next one is building a buyer persona within that profile. And a buyer persona is just a representation of your ideal customer profile. So whatever it is, it's just that, and that'll kind of give you more of a target audience. So for example, in businesses, your ideal profile will define which companies you're going to look at, and with that being said, that's going to tell you who you're going to need to talk to. If we are selling to healthcare reps, and looking for sales recruiters, that is our ideal customer profile. I'm going to talk to the VP of sales. I'm going to talk to their recruiters. I'm going to talk to probably the CEO. On a consumer standpoint, let's say home buyers, for example, I'm going to be talking to maybe first-time buyers, maybe people who are downsizing, people who are upsizing. There's all these different things that go into different scenarios, and that's something to be aware of. But these 2 points right here help us manage all of it. But yeah, down at the bottom here, we want to identify and prioritize active buyers. And this, I just have a list of all the different ways you can go over and read that, of how to do that. And a lot of it is CRM related. So if you have a good CRM, you want to make sure you know and understand it, because that's what's going to give you all of your leads. That's what the main difference between inbound selling and outbound selling is. Those people are coming to you on a little platter, where they're being served to you. It is then your job to engage with them and be there when they come. So on to the next one. Okay, above you can see CRM. I did have notes about that and stuff. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. I just wanted to kind of just basically say it's important, and if you have the time to get to know our CRM, that would be great. It's really going to help you. This is why it's important. It's the way we consume information has just changed over time. And another point that I just made, if you have someone who reaches out on your website, they may not identify themselves right away. They may just be strictly anonymous, which will then you will have to do it on your end to draw that person in. That is a potential buyer at hand. And so it's very important to go ahead and set the record straight. I care about you. I want to know what you need from me, and let's get something going. So in inbound sales, I'm just going to hit this last point: identifying, connecting, exploring, and advising stages. The identifying phase, that's when we're gathering all this information about our prospect. I'm learning about where you're from, what you do, how long have you been in your position, that sort of thing, to eventually establish trust in the connecting phase. I want to find something that we have in common, what your business may have in common with my business. I want to find out things that your business might be lacking at that I could provide for you with my service or my product. You know what I mean? I want to address, in the connecting phase, I want to address any issues that you may be having and how I can solve them. In the exploring phase, I want to make sure that I'm good fit for you and that you're a good fit for me. That is what you are trying to do. We don't want to waste anybody's time here. So that's really what the exploring phase is you two feeling each other out and really establishing, okay, I want to continue. I want to make sure that I have something that you need from me. And that's the way you got to word it. It's a need. What do you need from me to make this work? And lastly, it's the advising phase. Explain in a personal presentation why you can help. You don't want to use the same template, the same presentation every single time with every new buyer. It's just repetition. It's just going through the motions. Nobody wants that. That is so boring, and they're gonna know that you're going through the motions. It needs to be personable. You can plug and chug brand new information into a template that you use, but you need to make it personal. You need to show you care. And that's really what inbound selling is all about, is you going out of your way to make this a personal experience for them, to show them that they can trust us, that we have credibility and we know what we're doing and we're going to take care of them. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and good luck.